Randy asks that we not reveal his identity. He has been taking prescription drugs for more than a decade to control pain caused by degenerative disc disease in his spine.
And it's the kind of pain where you lay there and you literally want to cry because it hurts so bad.
Doctors have told him there's no cure for his condition. It's just a matter of how best to treat the pain. He's able to function, he says, because of a regimen that includes taking Vicodin and Dilaudid. But after several years of seeing increases in prescription drug overdoses and the growth of pill mills in southern Ohio, where certain doctors were obliging the pill seekers and cashing in on the drug trade, the state cracked down.
We're going to drive these doctors out of the state of Ohio. We're going to take their licenses from them, and we're going to put them in prison.
Last year, the governor signed a new law that puts limits on how many pills doctors can dispense directly to patients. And the law says if more than half of a doctor's patients are treated with controlled substances for pain, then the doctor's practice qualifies as a pain clinic and needs to be licensed by the state. There are substantial penalties for violators. The crackdown has worked on the pill mills. But there is growing evidence that the new law has had a chilling effect on primary care physicians, fearful of potentially violating the new rules.
The way in which a pain clinic is defined makes it so that many primary care doctors are very close to running a pain clinic.
Robert Twillman, Director of Policy for the American Academy of Pain Management, says doctors don't want to risk running up against state regulators.
So to protect themselves, what they do is try to get farther away from that cut point by stopping their prescribing for some patients.
And that's what Randy and other legitimate chronic pain patients are running into. Doctors refusing to write prescriptions, instead sending them to pain management clinics, where specialists often won't write the prescriptions without first trying a series of procedures. Union County doctor Amy Mestemaker is on the board of the Ohio Pain Initiative.
Some of the stories we're getting are the patients are even feeling blackmailed in order to get their prescription meds or even get their foot in the door someplace, that they have to agree to have injections, nerve blocks, things like that maybe haven't worked before.
Randy believes lawmakers overreacted.
We had a very specific problem in a very specific part of the state, and to use a military analogy, instead of taking a rifle and eliminating the problem, they carpet bombed this state.
State Representative and Dr. Terry Johnson from Scioto County co-authored the bill after seeing firsthand the devastation of prescription drug abuse.
Did you see that one coming? Absolutely. Anytime you make such a drastic change, unintended consequences will occur.
But Johnson says in time, doctors will see they don't need to stop prescribing. They just need to be more careful.
We're not really telling people how they do and don't prescribe these drugs. We're telling them to re-examine what they're doing with them and to think it through.
But patients like Randy can't wait for doctors to get comfortable with the new law. He's terrified by the possibility of being without the only drugs that he knows will provide relief.
My biggest fear is that I'm going to go through all of these processes and I get to the end of that road and the physician is still going to refuse to just prescribe the drugs that have worked for me.
And at that point, he says, he'll do what more and more chronic pain patients have already started to do, go to the emergency room, another unintended consequence of the new law. Ted Hart, NBC4.